Hello air signs and welcome. My name is Alyssa. This is my channel of New Direction. So this is a air sign reading for the month of July. So how this is going to work is there's 3 different piles within this reading, okay? So in the description box you'll find a timestamp. And if you're a Gemini, actually just keep watching because you guys are up first. And then if you're a Libra, go to the description box, click the Libra, it'll take you to the Libra. To where the Libra reading starts, and same with Aquarius, okay? So let's get right into this. I'm outside. My children are swimming in the pool, so you might hear them. My dogs are outside. My horses are in the field behind us, so you might see them come in and out. I do apologize if we get interrupted, if you have a hard time hearing me, or if it gets a little noisy, I do apologize. I have talked to them, so I hope they keep it down. Other than that, I think that's it. I cuss a little bit, so if that's an issue, there's your warning. Okay, let's get into this. Reading for July, okay? So this is the big month, guys. There's a lot happening. There's like 5 planets retrograding when July even starts. And on the 2nd of July, Saturn, it retrogrades into your 8th house, and it joins Pluto and Jupiter. And they're all in your 8th house, and that 8th house is of death, sex, and transformation. It's kind of like the Capricorn house is kind of, is what that one is what your 8th house is. So what that is talking about, guys, there's this new moon, there is a full moon, July 5th, and it's also in that 8th house, okay? This is a really good time to be releasing old traumas, old baggages, fears that you may not even be like conscious of, okay? But those fears that are like actually affecting your life, running your life, you know, that are manipulating your life in one way. You know, now is a good time to really be reflecting, you know, sitting with yourself and reflecting, okay? Let's see, what else do I have here? Are you pushing people away? All the while, you know, kind of feeling like you're, you know, lonely or, you know, in that kind of phase. You know, this is a good time to be looking at those transformations that it takes within you to kind of find that balance, okay? Sorry, I think I forgot to mention this was for Geminis. We're already started the Gemini reading. So sorry, Libras and Aquarius, if you guys want to jump ahead to your reading, that's cool. Geminis, this one's for you. Okay, so this month of July, yeah, it is. It's a lot about this reflection kind of phase in the things of transformation in your life, you know, in who you are, and yeah, I think just kind of like that defensive armor that you're wearing, okay, and how you go about this. July is also a really good money month for you guys. It is. It's probably the best month all year for you guys. You know, so maybe you've been feeling like, you know, you've really been struggling in the financial department. Just breathe, okay? Breathe. Make sure you're like, make sure you finish what needs to be finished, okay? Make sure you're reading the fine print and you're making sure that all those kind of things are in place, okay, guys? Because your money situation, it's looking to be turning around on this month. Okay, let's get into this, Geminis. So we are pulling from the Energy Oracle deck. Okay, that's where we're starting. Yeah, let's get started. So we're gonna pull 5 different energies. So we're gonna pull an energy from your distant past, your near past, your present, your near future, and your distant future, okay? So this is the Energy Oracle. I think I already said that. Let's get into this. Spirit, this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of July. I'm looking for energies for the distant past. Distant past for Geminis. Near past. Near past. This most recent past. Recent past energies here, Spirit. Recent past energies. Present energy. Okay. Near future. Near future here, Spirit. Distant future. at that. Wow, okay, Geminis, let's get into this. So, the bottom of your deck you had Journey card. Followed by a man holding a coin, an angel of love. Thinking man, all tied up, 6th chakra. Wow, guys. Okay, yep, I can see how this might be, this, you know, when I was kind of saying this could be a money month for you, look at here. Look at this man holding a coin here, right? Okay, for some of you, this can be talking about really following that journey, following that call. You know, maybe some of you are holding back on like the things that you really truly want to become in this life. You know, maybe you're too afraid to actually make the steps and put yourself in this place of, I don't know, maybe going after something, you know, maybe going after something you love here. Okay, the thinking man was after this angel of love, and it's kind of like, see how he's like looking at this crystal here in his hand? Okay, and see those archways behind him? It's because the thinking man's about new beginnings, it's about new opportunities, it's about focusing on what it is, crystal clear intentions on what it is, where you want to go forward here, okay? When this angel of love, when that's in front of that thinking man, it's talking about really focusing on the things that your heart's desire is calling you to do, okay? Maybe this is talking about this journey into something that, you know, maybe you haven't been pursuing. Maybe it's a workplace journey that you just haven't pursued because you're like, is it going to bring me money? Is it going to, you know, is it going to actually bring this kind of life that I have? And anyway, maybe that's what that's talking about. Okay, so let's get into this. So the distant future. We're going to pull some tarot as we go along for each card here, but this is how we're going to start. I'm sweating. Okay. All right, distant future. Deceit. Storm warning. Geminis, there could have been a lot of really low vibration energy going on. Okay, deceit, maybe people were deceiving you. Maybe you were deceiving yourselves in situations that you were just like, no, this is gonna work. I'm gonna force this to work, okay? This deceit though, this is just devil energy, okay? It's just low vibration energy. And this is tower moments. The storm warning is tower moments. It's low vibration energies that really bring in those tower moments, okay? And sometimes we are deceived by the tower moments. Sometimes we are deceived by that low vibration energy that kind of makes us like feel like, oh, this was life ending, I'm never going to be able to go forward from here. You know, sometimes that's kind of that deceit energy, you know? Storm warning. What is this distant past here, spirit? Distant past, deceit and storm warning. Clarified by the Page of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. Page of Wands, King of Wands, Nine of Swords. Geminis, it was almost as though this deceit and this storm warning, it's almost though that Page of Wands is kind of like that beginning to a whole new cycle, like a whole new spiritual cycle. Okay, and I kind of feel like that deceit and those storm warnings, it was that low vibration energy, you know, that was maybe really causing some things in your life to fall apart and causing some things in your life to crumble. And it was like, it was there, this energy happened because this Page of Swords was beginning. It was like this new kind of spiritual start here, you know, that low vibration energy and that tower moment, you know, those things that needed to crumble here, they needed to crumble because they were starting you here at this Page of Wands, this whole new beginning kind of forward. It was like that, you know, that kind of really shitty situation that just shook the shit out of your life and was like, okay, you have to start new here. You have to try to build again. And it was asking you to build into this King of Wands, who is just a solid, steady, spiritual being. Like the King of Wands, he is just so solid in who he is. Look at him. There's no question about who he is. There's no question about who he is spiritually. There's no question about what his purpose is here. The King of Wands is just somebody who's on fire for who he is. He knows that. You know, these are all of his life lessons here, but that it's on fire because it's knowledge. And he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, shit was tough. You know, these storm warnings and this low vibration deceit energy, that's not an easy phase to go through. Okay, this can be a horrible thing to go through. You know, I'm not brushing that off as an easy thing, but I'm saying it's what started this. You know, those needed to happen because within that deceit and within those storm warnings, there was a new spiritual beginning here for you. there was a new way forward, and it was very much pushing you into this King of Wands, this kind of solid being, okay? And the Nine of Swords came behind that, and that's saying, yeah, it wasn't an easy process, okay? There was a lot of burdens, a lot of heartache, a lot of hard things to overcome, okay? It wasn't easy. It definitely wasn't, but it had a purpose, you know? It had a purpose. And see here? See how that white dove comes in and just kind of shoos away all the worries and all the fears? It's like anxiety here, okay? It's like anxiety over the fact that, acknowledging maybe the fact that, you know, that storm, whatever needed to crumble here, okay, that it had a purpose. And sometimes when those pillars come crashing down, those broken pillars come crashing down, it leaves us feeling like this. It leaves us feeling trapped and heartbroken and unable to sleep at night. Okay? Anxious, worried, absolutely. But those needed to happen, guys. You have to understand that Tower moment, those storm warning cards, they needed to happen because they had to shake up this deceit energy. They had to shake up this low vibration energy that was in your life. Whether you were the one who just kept meddling kind of in the lower vibration, or it was people who were like putting that low vibration kind of deceit energy in your life. Okay? Things had to change. It needed to crumble because you had to embrace this new beginning. You had to embrace that Page of Wands. She's the start to that. So the recent past was the second chakra, which is your sacral chakra, and that's talking about the passions. Okay, that's talking about the passions, the fire, the things in your life that kind of spark you, that bring fire to this life. See how here she is just like kind of like beginning this whole new passionate beginning? That's what this is talking about. You know, in your distant past, that shit that had to happen, it's because here you are. You know, you embraced her. You embraced this Page of Wands and you were like, I'm going forward here. I'm embracing this new kind of higher energy. I'm embracing this new passionate side of my life, right? Second chakra here. Yeah, the Tower and the Ace of Wands. Look at that. Again, you know, the Tower moment, because it's crumbling. Things are happening now. This transformation, this death and transformation, right? Especially this month, right? All of these retrogrades and this new moon, they're in a house of transformation. They're in your 8th house. You know, that's that whole house of renewing yourself. That's the one that you're attached to. That's the low vibration energies that you're attached to. It's kind of those things in your life that it's like, you know, it holds, the 8th house is that kind of place, right? But those things needed to crumble here. Those things had to fall apart, and that's what this Tower moment is saying. It's saying, okay, yeah, I know, shit got really tough. You know, and maybe it all kind of fell apart. Maybe it was just like piece after piece after piece in your life that you were just like, what flying is going on? Why is this all falling apart? But it had to happen because the Ace of Wands is behind that. The new beginning here. Look at all of these new beginnings. You have wands in almost everything. Like so far, we just keep pulling a lot of wands, okay? And that's because it's a spark here for this new spiritual being that you are being asked to embrace. It's that spark here to transform into this new spiritual being. It's that way forward where, you know, you're being asked to acknowledge that, yep, there has been a lot of really shitty things go down in your life, but they're there because they're trying to tell you something. They're there because these Tower moments, they just keep happening because you keep repeating these cycles. And until you acknowledge these cycles for the lessons that they're here to teach you, you won't go forward. That's what this Ace of Wands is saying. It's saying this cycle needs to end. You need to let this crumble, and you need to acknowledge that it needed to happen. So you can go forward here with a new beginning, a new outlook, a new passion for what's happening. And I feel like maybe something has happened, you know, just in the recent past that's maybe really sparked this. You know, and maybe it's just, maybe all it is right now is the fact that you're thinking about it. You know, you're in that kind of like phase, which makes sense because the present here was the Temple path and the thinking woman. See, you're in this phase of taking this time out. You're in this phase of connecting just to spirit and to find your spiritual connection and your divine connection and being like, okay, what is the purpose for all of this? And that's what the thinking woman is about. See here, she's still learning. She's still opening up her mind and her heart to learn new things, to understand new things. See those stairways behind her? They're taking her to that next higher level. Okay, those are her stairways that she's climbing to this kind of new level of enlightenment. Okay, this new understanding for this temple path. And that's what this is really all saying, is your present energy here. It's saying, yeah, there was deceit, there was storm warnings, you know. Recently they've just kind of come into this whole like understanding maybe that those needed to happen because those needed to change my life. Those shitty moments, those tower moments, those storm warnings, however deceitful or dark that cycle has been, it needed to come to an end, because that was shifting me and changing me and setting me and aligning me to this path, this temple path, which is just your temple path. You see, because sometimes we really have to put ourselves through some really horrible lessons and cycles to actually come to the point where we accept that there is a higher. You know, self-acceptance and self-awareness and self-acknowledgement, like that, those aren't things that that takes time to learn, right? It takes a lot of lessons. Sometimes it takes a lot of really hard lessons. Sometimes it takes a lot of really hard repeat cycles until, you know, you can sit with yourself long enough that you can appreciate those cycles for what they are. And that's kind of the energy I'm feeling that you're at right now. The Five of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. You see, there's a lot of this like tension. There's a lot of this negative energy. The Five of Swords is saying like your mind is full of, but it's full and it's confused. Okay, like this person back here, he said a lot of bullshit things, whatever. Thrown those negative energies your way, okay? And you're having a hard time with this, but look at that crow sitting on this man's shoulder. That's spirit, and spirit's talking to you. Spirit's saying, no, it's fine. You need to connect here. You need to come here, okay? Listen to me, connect to me. That's what spirit's saying. There is fulfillment and abundance here. Self-fulfillment, self-abundance within this temple place, within your connection to your divine. Okay? Open your mind up here. Open your heart and allow yourself to ascend these stairways to a higher kind of enlightenment. Okay? Does that make sense? If that toxic energy, this Five of Swords, if there's negative, low vibration energy that's still kind of in your circle right now, you know, that's still really like eating at you, you know, you need, that's why this is so important, because this temple path, this place of just you and spirit, this is your place. This is where you sit with the crow and just listen to spirit and block out the rest of the bullshit. And that's where you find that self-fulfillment. That's where you find that self-abundance. Okay? And the near future, look at this blossoming abundance. Don't they kind of all look like the same thing? It's almost like this is the place that she's... Sorry, just one second. Lily, are you all right? What did you do? Huh?
The gray thing on the pool scratched me really bad in the back.
Oh, on the side of the pool? Okay. Are you all right? Okay, sorry. Okay, the near future. Look, this is the garden. You know, this is the opening to this place of self-fulfillment. This is the opening to that place of abundance. Pretty neat, eh? Near future, you're there. It's connecting to spirit. It's connecting to your temple path. That's what you're being asked to go on here. All of this big, you know, shit that you've been going through, and I can say that because there's a lot of it, you know. 2 towers in your distant future, your distant past and your recent past. You know, I get it, Geminis. You guys have probably had a lot of shit go down in the last little bit. But it's happened because it's asking you to embrace this whole next level, this whole higher level of intentions. Okay? It's asking you, are you prepared to embrace this blossoming abundance? And this only comes with accepting that higher calling. You know, does that make sense? Near future, this blossoming abundance, spirit, what is this blossoming abundance? See, this low vibration energy, when I was flipping through that deck there, it was still there. This is the devil energy. That's that deceit energy again. Okay, and it was followed by the Eight of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay? Because this devil energy, this low vibration kind of devil energy, the things that you're attached to, it's saying these are things that you have to evaluate. These are things that you, like the Eight of Pentacles, you need to sit. You know, there's been a lot of hard work put in to get you to this point, you know, to get you to this next phase. Look at all these moon cycles up here, okay? This has been a lot of cycles. Maybe it's been a lot of repeat cycles, you know, because it's like, you keep trying, but you're like this person down here. You're attached somehow to the negative, low vibration energies. And the Eight of Pentacles is sit here. Look at all that you've come from. Look at all that you've overcome. You know, acknowledge all of those tower moments. Acknowledge all of those storm warnings. You know, acknowledge that those things needed to crumble because they needed to crumble. Acknowledge the low vibration energy for what it is, low vibration energy. And then the Eight of Pentacles is saying, you still need to show up. You still need to put the work in, okay? It's not over. This blossoming abundance, just because it's here, it doesn't mean that it's, you know, you're just going to open the door and walk into this beautiful garden. Yes, that fulfillment's there for you, but you still must put in the work. You still must overcome the low vibration deceit energy. You still must open yourself up to spirit. You still have to open your heart to allow the sun to come in. You still have to open yourself up to allow the blessings and the fulfillment and the abundance to come in. See? Otherwise, Five of Pentacles. You will be sitting in that dark, lonely phase. It's hard. It's hard. Like, this is a lonely phase. This is a 3D kind of lonely phase. Whether it's financially, you know, being short on income, whether it's just feeling lonely, whether... See this? There's a key in the keyhole. The moonlight here is illuminating the way forward. The moonlight here is saying you have the key. You can move forward past this phase. You have the power to change this outcome. It's addressing this low vibration energy. It's addressing what you are attaching yourself to. Those low vibration energies that you keep attaching yourself to. Do you choose to acknowledge them? Do you choose to look at these cycles for what they have been? And do you choose to put the work in? Do you choose to open yourself up to this fulfillment? Do you choose to unlock the door and move into the blossoming abundance? Right? It all comes down to choices again and again and again. You know, and the Seven of Wands was at the bottom, actually, of the deck for this pile here. The Seven of Wands is just blocking out all the negative energy. Look at down here. Okay? Yes. That negative energy, you just can't be like, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this today, and it doesn't come. That's not how that works. Okay? Low vibration energy, devil energy, it hits you all the time. And when you really start feeling like you're making a lot of progress and things are going to go good, that's when it really starts slamming you. Okay? When that light really starts burning and glowing inside you, okay? That's when, like, the devil's like, oh, I'm not going to let you shine. We'll dampen that out, okay? But the Seven of Wands is saying, just shine anyway. Center in here. Find that light in this temple place. You know, this temple path, this is deep in